what was it that made that ultimate decision for you to enter the portal? And what was it about Oklahoma that sold you, that made you feel like this had to be my new home?
I didn't want to leave. Let's just get that first off. Like how he always say, like, the one little league team and the one high school team that works. Like, I believe that too. Like, you play on one Purdue team, you gonna make it work. But it took some real evaluation and time to actually think about where I really want to be and how I want to accomplish my goals. And I felt like pretty much.
We back, y'all. Apex, baby. Bring y'all a special edition. Fathers and sons. You know what I'm saying? And this podcast is gonna be fire. Make sure you tune in, listen all the way through. I'm one of your hosts, Willie Johnson.
I'm Daniel Burks.
My name is Daryl Johnson.
Deion Burks.
So these are youngins. These boys been balling, man, since yay high. You know what I'm saying? So we are proud of their success. They've been successful playing football for a long time, since Little League to high school to college, and they did it the right way. So I'm going to pass the mic to Dan, man. I'm super excited. I'm a little nervous.
You're a little nice. Dark skin versus light skin,
light skin, baby. Butterscotch, you know what I'm saying? Butterscotch, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all got the WMs on. I got the Minnesota on. I came up here on purpose with that.
And we don't know why they got it. Yeah, we don't know why they got a Minnesota on. You know what I mean?
We still repping the Soda boys. You hear me?
Yeah, no doubt.
But anyway, man, this is a great episode, great opportunity to really have the youngers on here, man. Haven't really had a chance to really actually talk to y'all both collectively together. So today, we just look forward to, man, just to be free. Just be freely. Just have a good time. You know, you guys are off. Some of y'all guys didn't make it to the bowl game or whatever. So y'all off. Y'all at home. You know, you fishing. You fishing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Some of you guys.
Some of you guys. The next guy to me fishing. Okay. You know what I mean? He coming home. Hey, let's go bowling, Dad.
Hurt your wife.
Hey, let's do this, Dad. Hey, you know, I ain't been home in 2 Christmases, Dad. You know, guess what?
It's never a good feeling to be home for Christmas.
I feel you.
Not at all.
But no, man. But great opportunity, man. And just really want to just speak on a few things, and I want you guys to give a little input on y'all process, man, y'all college experience. How did it go? You know, you guys been gone since, 2021? You know what I mean? You guys are like veterans now on y'all team. Learn, you know, a few ups and downs. Actually, Willie Moot. Willie Moot. Willie Earl Jr. Willie Earl Jr. Willie Moot Jr., man. We did have opportunity to come to your school and speak. That was a great experience myself, you know, first time really just speaking amongst as far as a group of students and yourself. And how was that experience? And tell me how your college experience has been going so far.
So far, I think my college experience has been going pretty well, with me coming in as a freshman, being able to put in the work to be able to be where I'm at now, especially being a part of the leadership of that program. Definitely special for me, special for my family, being able to be the person to count on, to make the play and to do whatever do right on and off the field.
So I want you to quit rubbing your hands because you're making me nervous. I want you to relax. This is relax. Don't even worry about the camera.
Why you calling my guy out? Why you calling my guy out?
Listen, what I'm saying, man, I want to know this.
Okay, here you go.
Who is Daryl Johnson? Where you from? What inspired you to play football? And what was it that took you to get to Division II football?
Oh, Pop's on you, right? He got
I'm
you.
on him. I'm on
you, right? He got you. Go ahead, talk to him.
All right, so my name is Daryl Johnson. I am a Grand Valley State athlete that plays football, wide receiver / kick returner, punt returner specialist. I feel like Grand Valley has most definitely helped me. Starting with high school, I wasn't such a big of a recruit with me being able to be small in size, but the difference with me, I was able to put in the work and show others different that I was able to play Division II football, which led me to being able to go to one of the top teams in Division II, which is the Grand Valley State University, behind them Ferris boys. This year, we most definitely had a great run this year. Sadly, we came up a little short in the quarterfinals, but I was very proud of this team, and being able to be a part of that was very special for me. So
that's what's up.
Well, let me touch on you there. Willie Mook, Willie Earl. I call you Willie Earl. Willie Earl Jr. But no, man. We just had a talk. We had a talk earlier, and hold on. And you were just telling me as far as what you have been doing and what you accomplished at the punt return, kick return, and punt return. Man, I'm gonna be honest. That's like. You got to be an animal. You got to drop. You got to drop them. You got to drop them. You got to drop them things when you get hit. Yeah, you got to drop them things when you on that, right? And a lot of people don't want to do it. And that's like you've been one of the smartest players, craftiest players. Like I can go on and on about your game, right? As far as from little league to high school. Now into college. I can talk about Little League. I played against on the Carolinas. I can talk about Little League. I used to watch. I can say this now that we older. I used to watch his film before I was getting ready to play. He had some crazy film, and his dad had him working up on the bleachers at Belleville already. Belleville going up the stairs. I'm like, man, this dude different. I don't know why he at Belleville doing all this. I'm hating low key, but I mean, I'm hating for real low key, but no, it was crazy being on the field with Mook. So like that, he was just fascinating everybody. I don't know how. Like, his vision was crazy too as well. Like, vision was dope. He made one of our players, Davion look slow. That's how I knew. I was like, he real for sure. But nah, Davion was probably one of the best little league football players I ever seen too. Oh, yeah. Like he had the it factor. You couldn't tell me that guy like offense, defense, but like seeing Mook and we talked about it on the time we did our little thing. I was a little buzzing, right? Mm-hmm. But that's fine. That's fine, right? Because it's natural. It's gonna be authentic, right? So, but Mook, your game. I mean, I don't go back to Little League, and I don't think that the film really actually simplified what your game was, and they underestimated what you were. But we hated your pops, right? I ain't gonna say we hate him. We was gonna jump him. We was gonna whoop him. Be honest, because
I was a fan.
Because he was overboard. He was an overboard parent. Still is, right? But he's still a supportive parent. He loved his son. He loved his children. You know what I mean?
Kids.
You can't tell him nothing about his. You know what I mean? But he was that parent. It's homecoming for the Canton Lions. We still tell the story to this day. It's homecoming for the Canton Lions, and he coming like that. My son gonna run all over you. This is what he gonna do.
I was talking to the coaches. I was talking to the coaches.
No, he comes to the players. And we like, what? Like, man, we about to jump this dude. You know what I mean? We about to get this dude. He got a little bubble coat or the glasses on. We about to get him. You know what I mean?
The bubble coat.
Bubble coat. He had the bubble coat.
For the record, I was talking to the coaches.
No, you was not. But it's homecoming.
I love the kid.
10 years old. This how obnoxious he was. But this is how supportive he was of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pops was just really, he was ahead of his game then, had you going, had you training, had you doing all that, right? Before a lot of individuals really got hip to the whole training scene, right? And so, but you was ahead of your game. You was different, your vision, like you was way above what I seen in Little League football, just being honest, But you did it on multiple levels, and you did it in different leagues, not just the WYAA, right. And you did it, whatever, the Ipsy League, and the Ipsy League, right? The Ipsy League, right? Shout out to the Braves, to the Braves, shout out to the Warriors, right. I hear you. Hey, but we came, when the Warriors came to our field, it was chaos. You wasn't on that team then, but it was chaos. Them dudes came talking. Big ups to Mike Williams. That's my guy.
That's my guy.
But when y'all came out there, punished. You hear me?
I wouldn't.
Punished by the meteors.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I remember that.
They was mad, but you know what? But they ain't gonna talk about that.
But I'm not gonna lie, because I do want to give you flowers. I used to stay after and watch the Meteors JV team play, because it was the first youth league team I've ever seen that could run the spread option fluently. I mean, they look like Oregon.
Big ups to Tay. Big ups to Tay.
And
he was Coach T. They brought that. They was bringing that jet motion into the league when people wasn't really doing that in little league football. You know what I'm saying? And Taj, big ups to Taj, but they was ahead of the game at that point. You know.
But that's why I like doing jet sweep so much. It's funny. Oklahoma asked me too. They was like, what you really looking for? And I mentioned like I want jet sweeps. They was like, that's crazy. But nobody ever really mentioned that they want some jet sweeps. Like I'm like that's crazy. But I'm so used to that and used to getting the ball like that. I'm like it started definitely with Coach Tay and them though.
Hey Mook, do you know who the guy is that when you came to Belleville, right? It was crazy that we all initially came to Belleville, you know, as far as the Meteors, the Westland. I mean, the Meteors, and then it was the Washington Warriors. We was deep. You know what I mean? We was deep.
You had the Dearborn Redskins.
Yeah, it was deep. It was deep. And like that JV team was awesome, you know. And we had a lot of talent at that age. But the funny thing is, do you know who your dad was like? He wanted you to really follow in his footsteps. He wanted you to break his record at Belleville. You know, he wanted you to be a running back because he didn't know anything outside the box. And I was like, listen, man, the game has changed a lot. Mook is a smart player. Put him at receiver because like running back only have what? Like one position. Yeah. It's only one quarterback, one receiver, one quarterback, one running back. But at receiver, you got like 4 to 5 receivers.
Yeah. And even playing receiver, certain packages, you still get moved to running back being a receiver.
Yeah, so like, I'm like, the game has evolved, right? The game has moved away from the running back, but that's what we know. Right. Because in Little League football, when we coming up, it was all about, you want to touch that ball, you got to run that ball, you got to be a running back. Right. But I'm like, nah, man. Get him at receiver. Get him some work. The fastest way he's going to get on the field is at receiver at Belleville. Because they spreading you out. You're running 4 or 5 receivers. You know what I'm saying? He was like, it was kind of foreign to him. Yeah. Right. But
shout out to F5. You know what I'm saying? My guy, Cameron.
I ain't even giving him a shout out.
I knew you weren't going to give me one.
I had to give my guy a shout out. K-Rogers my man.
F5, baby. K-Rogers one of the greatest offensive coordinators Michigan ever seen.
Ill Will is the best battle rapper. He beat Murder Mook. Let him know that. But F5, he was a wizard. You know what I mean? And he, with Belleville, like I said, when we first initially came to Belleville, like y'all guys, you had a niche, you know, y'all had history at Belleville. We didn't know about Belleville. You know what I mean? Belleville wasn't on the radar for us. We didn't know about Crowell. We didn't know about the tradition. I played against Belleville. Belleville was like, they was beating my ass. But I ain't go. They was beating.
Another shout out to Mike Williams. You know what
Mike Williams. Hell, Mike Williams, right? But they were younger than me. But they're younger than me. But Belleville was like, man. But when we came, and I'm gonna piggyback on Dion. Like Dion was going to go. I wanted to remove Dion from the suburbs, and we were going to take him to Oak Park. We went to Oak Park, right? And Oak Park, he was like, we went to the basketball game and met Coach Carter, and big up shout out to Coach Carter. And met Coach Carter, and Dion was like, we going to the gym. The gym was like old school gym, right? The bleachers was wood. You know, he was like, Dion was like, man, I don't know if I really want to go here.
And they wasn't even hooping for real.
He was like, I don't know if I want to go here, but the football field was dope, right? Then our cousin, he was there, you know what I mean, and Najee. Mm-hmm. And so he like, man, dang, Najee go here. But Oak Park was that deal. I'm like, plus we had Tony Bradley, rest in peace, Tony Bradley. So he was the Meteors, and they was funneling all of the Meteor children out there. They wasn't going to Livonia Churchill. They was going to Oak Park. So, and Kevin Bradley and them was out there. You know, big shout out to Kevin Bradley. But I was going to take, you know, like, let's go out there. but Toya Williams, Jalen mama, and they came to Deion's last Super Bowl game. They lost it too, right? Mm-hmm. They lost it to John.
Yeah, y'all was undefeated, right, Deion? And then y'all had lost the Super Bowl.
They lost. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Not that year. They wasn't undefeated. They lost to the Redskins. They lost to the Redskins like beginning of the season. Okay. And then they played in which they should have won the game. They was beating them in, what was his name? Joey, what was his name?
Nah, he used to be 250.
No, and Joey. Hey, the Redskins was good for players like older tip. But I'm not gonna take Joey, whatever his name was, but we was beating them and they shouldn't have. They got a fumble, which shouldn't have been a fumble.
Kobe Langford.
Yeah, Kobe Langford was on that team.
He was on that thing though.
Yeah,
Kobe.
Kobe was on there. Kobe was on there too. John was on there.
RJ on there that year?
RJ was with the Warriors that time.
Okay.
I played RJ though.
RJ was with the Warriors. Big shots to RJ. But at that moment, Toya was like, "Hey, dang, you need to bring Deion out to Belleville." Belleville. Like, yeah, the Jalen at Belleville. Jalen showed out.
Oh, yeah.
His freshman year. Yeah. He like, hey, you need to bring Deion out to Belleville. They got Crowell, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, let's see. I'll take him to school. So I'm like, oh, it's 12 minutes away. So we go to Belleville game. We go to the Belleville basketball game. They have to go track upstairs. We like, man. Like, at that point, I'm like, I want to go here.
This is spot.
This is spot right here, right? We don't know nothing else.
J. Brown going crazy. I'm sold off that. I ain't even about to play basketball.
He like, oh, let's go here. I'm like, well, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know too much, but I know Toya's going to assist in getting him to school. And all right, let's bet. Let's go. Let's do it. And we couldn't even get in the weight room, 8th grade. Like, Deion didn't have too much hype behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like, at that point, high school really was like, hey, they not. I'm not gonna say they was recruiting, but they was recruiting. Let's say that.
And it was
they was showing off their facility. You know what I mean? And
Mook did have a green light. He was able to come to work out.
He was
there before Crowell was there.
Oh, Mook was there.
So look, my mom then went to Belleville. I went to Belleville. And my son was damn sure going to Belleville before Crowell came, before anybody came. He was already destined to go to Belleville. So I was taking him up to Belleville in 4th, 5th grade just for him to look at the school and look at the facility because I already knew where I was going. But when Crowell came, being by him having a resume that he had with getting kids in the school, it just made it a lot sweeter. You know what I mean? But for me, my question is this, Deion, like, because Deion wasn't always the good kid. Let's just throw it out there.
What was he?
I was the cool coach, right? Like I actually understood a lot of kids because I understood how I was at that age, right? Like Deion was a dancer, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to party. He handled his business. Don't get it twisted. He worked out, he trained, and those were the things that his dad made sure that he did before he got to do anything. But Deion was not allowed to do a lot of outside activities like a lot of other kids. But, I used to stick up for him all the time, and Dan used to hit me on the phone like, hey, man, quit being his friend, you know what I'm saying, and just be his uncle, you know what I'm saying, just make sure he's good. But we made sure he was good. But, Deion, how was high school for you? Because regardless of what happened then, regardless of how strict you felt your pops was back then, you turned out to be a very, very exceptional, not only athlete, but a student athlete as well.
No, most definitely. Like, big props to him not letting me do what I want to do. Okay. Honestly. Sure, I can remember the time where Jalen told me, like, let's go to this party. Oh, yeah, come on. I'm like, come on. Well, actually, matter of fact, let me go back. I ain't want to go for real. He was like, no, man, go out there, go to the party, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, go to the party and stuff. Then I ended up going. It was a nice party and stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah, I like this and stuff like that. But then as time came and got on, I'm in that. But Or I mean, he'll let me go though. He'll let me go, but it's gonna be some communication wise or some type. But I honestly feel like him being hard on me, stuff like that, I didn't understand at the time. But as I got older, it came full circle. Like, okay, I see why you did that. I see why you did that. Why you didn't let me hang out with them. Why you didn't let me go over here. Like, it all made sense at the end of the day. But I feel like it molded me to the person I am today too as well. Because now I could limit myself on stuff I still may want to do it. Like, 'cause I ain't perfect still. I still probably want to go out and stuff. But now I got that like limitation. Like, no, I don't need to though. It's gonna be there all the time. So just like going to Belleville and stuff like that. You was around great people. You had Patrick Lupro. You had Julian Barnett. I looked up to everybody, all them. I'm like, dang, Julian sweet, cold. Yeah. I'm like, Julian sweet. I like Julian when he had number 12. Then he switched to 3. So stuff like that. But and I feel like they did a good job of bringing me together and molding me to the player I am. And it just all made me want to work harder and stuff like that. And he made me get into huff and training mode. And I seen I was strong, and every week I felt like I was getting stronger. So I'm like, man, what can I go with this if I keep staying on it? And it just went from there.
No doubt, man. Like, so I don't know if a lot of you got a chance to watch Deion Burks at Purdue. So last year in the final game, something tragic had happened. He went up for a pass and came down awkwardly, hurting his neck to where the ambulance had came out. And I never forget this. I probably called Dan 20 times in a row. I called some of his previous coaches because I was literally in tears. Like, because when you see things like that, for some reason you always think the worst, right? This is a tragic situation. You know, Deion is like my son. You know what I mean? He's my nephew. And I didn't know what to expect. You know, me thinking, you know, this could have been a career-ending injury. This could have been the last time he's ever stepped on the field. We thinking the worst, right? But through the grace of God, he recovered from whatever that injury was. And if you had a chance to see him play, first off, before we even get into what he did this season, I want to know what made you go on a Chipotle diet, and what did that diet do for you?
Okay, well, so like you said, that injury too, like as well. I felt like that whole year, I felt like I should have had a better year, but it was just nothing was really going in my favor. Nothing was working in the way I wanted it to work. And I'm like, it's a reason why. And he always tell me, like, if your mind ain't lined up with your heart, good things ain't gonna always happen. So, which I feel like is definitely true and stuff. So after that injury and after I came down with that, like you know him, he called me. He talking in the same tone. He ain't really seen me worry. He's like, man, you need me to come up there? Like, pretty much, you need me to come up there? But you're like, well, it's a head injury. He's like, you good though? I'm like, I'm good. No, I don't need you to come up here. But of course he worried though. But it was a head injury. But I felt good right after I left. But I started to come up with a plan and stuff like that. It was my birthday next week, but I'm coming up with a plan. Like, what could I do different that everybody not gonna do? Like, what can I separate myself? And how can I separate myself? Everybody gonna lift. Everybody gonna be strong on the field, be fast and everything like that. But I'm like, what can I do to separate myself and look different on the field or feel different? And I came up with a plan. I started looking up different diets of people, how they changing their body, and I incorporated it to my own. And I put it in my own. So I'm like, at first I was making broccoli and rice and chicken. I got tired of washing dishes, so I started going to Chipotle a lot. I started just getting brown rice and chicken. I'm like, all right, I'm eating it. Then I'm seeing my body change every day.
So you get the wraps or the bowls? For
No,
people who want to do this diet.
I get the bowls.
Okay, you got the bowls.
No, everybody ain't going to do it. Now everybody might not like it either, but it was just something I'm like, I can keep doing. Everybody ain't going to do this. So I'm like, I'll go to Chipotle, I get the bowls, I get double brown rice, double chicken. And that's the whole meal. Like, I'll probably get 2 a week, like 2 a day actually. I'll eat that at 12 and then eat my other one at 6. And then that's my last meal at 6, and I'm take my vitamins and stuff. So I was doing everything while I felt people wasn't invested in. And like vitamins, everybody don't really take their vitamins, even though the school give it to you. So I started looking up different vitamins. Like, I got vitamins for my eyes, like my eyesight. Or I got vitamins that.
I should have found out that before I got late.
See, yeah, quit popping them up.
Oh, my eye ain't working, my back keep going out. Oh, I know what they say, man.
The blue diamond. The blue diamond.
No, but go back. We don't play too much, man.
Hey, listen, man, we got to cut some of this out because you ain't just gonna be throwing out on me.
No, hey, wait, no. I was about to piggyback on what he said, right? But he called me, right? And after he showed me what they do when they start taking the measurements and all that, before and after picture. And he gonna call me and like, hey, yeah, you didn't tell me that eating right was gonna make me faster.
I said that.
I didn't tell you that. He was targeting me.
He told me eat right.
He was targeting me, but I didn't tell him this. Oh, you didn't tell me that working on my core is gonna make me faster. I didn't tell you that. But I'm like, I'm okay, great. And he changed his eating habits. And it changed, I remember I'm getting a call from the nutritionist. And she was like, hey, this boy, let me recreate myself. This man, he has lost 8 pounds of fat and gained, 16 pounds of muscle or
15% body fat.
But haven't gained any weight.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Quick.
Dang, this is, no one has ever done that. She hasn't, and she was just excited, right? And I'm like, wow, that's remarkable. Dion, you're finding something, you're fine tuning yourself, but you're believing in yourself. And then now the coach is talking about, hey, he don't eat anything but this. They ordering him his meal.
Team dinner.
Team dinner, they getting his meal,
Yeah, we need Chipotle to throw that NIL out there too, man, because I'm just saying, the guy is a 5-star athlete, he got that off of your diet. It's only right that you return a favor. At least give him Chipotle for life. I'm life.
Say for life.
You know what I mean? Chipotle for life.
Now,
you know what I mean?
So now that's what motivated me, because I got to get my ass at Chipotle. But no, that was huge.
Yeah, so that's what I believed in too. One thing that he said that I always believed in is you can't do the same thing every year and expect to get better.
Right.
So that always stuck with me for some reason. Everything he told me, that always stuck with me. So I'm and I really believe that. So I'm I got to change. I can't do the same thing I did last year because I'm gonna get the same results. And I was scared of getting the same results that I got that year. That's really
that's one of the things that I always I acknowledged about Dan. You know what I mean? First, you turn his ringer off.
Yeah.
But I always acknowledged about Dan is that he always had you create a vision board. And that's something that I wish I would have did for Daryl is have him create a vision board and explain to me how he's going to reach those goals. Because since I remember you as a freshman, he's always had you create those boards. And I remember you used to look up the, was it Rondell Moore?
Yeah, Rondell.
Rondell Moore, you know what I mean? KJ Hamler, you know what I mean? Guys like that and be able to follow those same footsteps, man. But, I always look at your story because it's amazing, because it reminds me of a lot of kids. See, Dion is from Inkster. Inkster is pretty much the Ross of the Ross. I mean, it's pretty much Detroit, Michigan. And for him to be able to come out, be successful, be able to handle pressure, and be able to perform under any circumstances, I mean, it's just simply amazing. You know what I mean? But my question to both of y'all is, how did you two become friends, right? Because a lot of people don't realize that sports is a gateway to building a healthy friendship. And what I mean by that is, I remember when I played football, it was always somebody that I admired their craft. Right. You know what I mean? Whether they played a different position or not. And it was oh, you can ball. And that was the beginning of our conversation. And that was the beginning of our friendship, especially when we're on the same team fighting for the same goals. So my question to both of y'all was, what solidified that friendship? Because I don't even think y'all remember who y'all was in high school, back in Little League. I don't think you guys remember until you mentioned, Little League back then.
I knew a Mook. He probably knew me, but I'm gonna let you know I knew a Mook before I got to high school. But no, I feel like the reason why we bond is because we probably respected each other's game and stuff like that. And then talking with Mook funny, like we wasn't really talking as much about football. It's something else, like on the friendship level.
Shout out to
That's my
Malcolm
brother.
too.
Malcolm.
Shout out to
Malcolm in the middle.
Coming
out with that head
That
down.
was my guy, Malcolm.
Malcolm, that's my dog.
Malcolm was a hitter. He was a hitter.
Yeah, he coming down. Yeah.
So I think I'm about to say how it started. We was both started off as competitors, going up against each other. You know, the Westland Meteors against the Ken Lions.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say too much, but y'all pretty know what I did against them.
Sorry, go ahead. Talk your head.
You go ahead and talk. You go ahead and speak.
We ain't gonna talk about the outcome of that. They already know that.
Yeah.
You said he know that?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, him being on the other team, you know, being able to see the good player that he was and what he was able to produce versus us, I feel like, you know, basically we built that connection, especially with our parents after the game, being able to get together and talk about the kids. It made us get together and connect, having the same work ethic, and being able to do all the work and being able to do what's possible to make this on and off the field. Because also off the field is very important too if you want to be able to bond, you know. So
Most definitely. We'll do activities like, come on, let's go bowling.
yeah, let's go bowling.
And we share like the same. We had the same interests pretty much. That's how I felt. Like he could bowl, all right, he could skate. Everything I like to do, he could do. And it wasn't just all about football. It wasn't no football relationship. It was like, that's my real brother. That's how I felt.
So how big of an impact did me and Dan relationship being your fathers having a friendship as well? How big of an impact did that play on you guys' friendship as well?
It's something I talked about before. I feel like that played a big impact with me too, cause like my dad, my dad, he ain't about to let nobody in this corner that he don't feel gonna be good with his son or just ain't gonna be good at all. So like seeing him connect with you is big to me because I'm like, I know him. He'll put it down, put his guard up at all times and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, well, I mess with Mook, so it's easy for me now. I'm happy. All right, Mook, come over. Let me come over. Mook, come over. I know my pops ain't gonna trip. It's Mook. That's how I feel. But if it's somebody else, I'm like, it's probably not the same outcome. Or I got to approach different. That's how I felt.
I would say, so basically, our relationship, basically, my dad and Dan over there, which is my second father, you know, they built a great relationship, being able to connect with each other, which allowed us to be able to connect on and off the field. So it was very important, especially being able to, you know, make those connections.
So is there something athletic game wise that you guys maybe took from each other's game, learned from each other, right? Because Dion was Dion was Tyreek Hill, you know what I mean? Like while getting to know Tyreek Hill, and to this day I still believe that. I still feel to this day if Kansas City right now had a Deion Burks, that they would be a lot better off than what they are right now. And when I look at Mook, which is, you know, I look at my son, I look at him more as a Julian Edelman, right? He's very, very smart. He knows how to get open. He's definitely going to catch the ball. But, like, competing against each other, whether it's in practice or it's in camp, rooting for each other, playing on the same team, like, Daryl, what did you learn from Dion and Dion vice versa? What did you learn from him?
So I learned a lot from this man right here, especially going to Belleville with Crowell being the coach. Everybody was playing everything. So if you was a receiver, you was playing DB. If you was a DB, you was playing receiver. You got to learn it all, you know. So basically, me and line up against him for 4 years, plus playing against him for more than that. Most definitely, I took a lot from him, especially with the jump balls.
He always had a nice ass jump ball.
He always had a nice jump ball, most definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah, definitely. Like how you said, like Julian Edelman, I feel like Mook always did a good job of being at the right place at the right time. Like he was good in space. He could find that green grass quick and stuff. Like rather than me, I might cover myself or something like that. I might rush and stuff. And also, like he was smart. Mook was smart too. Like he could learn every position. You give him the playbook that day, you'll probably know everything tomorrow. Me, I was different. Like my dad know how I learned. I gotta walk through it and make a couple mistakes before I actually get to learn it and stuff like that. So I try to take that from him. Like, man, how you picking up on it way quicker? You in the backfield, I'm still trying to learn this spot. I'm like, dang, you ahead. So I'm like, definitely like just Mook being a savvy player. He's smart. Jet sweeps too. He could reverse the field. Something like his vision was crazy. Like he reversed the field too. I tried to do that a couple times. I tried to do it this year. It ain't work. It ain't work. Like, but no, he definitely had that in his bag, and I tried to just put it in my bag, and pretty much we got better off each other too, just by competing too. But yeah, I practice running against each other, just like, oh yeah, Mook, come on. It's just me and Mook. I'm like, that's how I got better just off that as well.
Man, your dad used to say some amazing things, man, and make you actually think. He told me, he said, going into this year, he said, you got to remember, Daryl and Dion is pretty much going into their junior year. And the reflection of their game and performance is reflecting exactly how their junior year of high school went. Mm-hmm. You know, the first 2 years of college, they learning, right? Daryl, unfortunately, had to play as a freshman, but he's learned, right? Dion learned. But as a junior, I mean, they're doing the exact same thing on a way higher level as they was in high school their junior year. Definitely probably the best slot duo that I've seen in high school. I can definitely say that. We fell short a few times, but, you know, at the end of the day, man, they gave everything they had. They performed, you know, the way they needed to perform, and it was just amazing things, man. So
I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to go back on what you just said too about how everything wrapped around like the junior year. So I remember my sophomore year, he telling me that's how everything happened in high school, stuff like that. And like he was telling me like next year it's gonna be like this, cause this how your junior year went. It's telling me this sophomore year, so now like. It kind of put me like, I'm like, oh, I gotta work different now so I can live up to what he already said, like, you know what I'm saying, like, live up to and have that good year of my junior year. Because if I don't, I'm like, all right, well, then what you were thinking, I guess it wasn't true, right? Then I'm like, that's how I felt. But no, that was just I wanted to say that.
Dion, I gotta ask you this question because you know I'm on FanDuel, right? And don't nobody know about Dion Burks. I'm just being honest with you, and so. I'm on there and I'm talking to your old high school coach, Coach White, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I'm gonna pick Dion Burks for 3 touchdowns because didn't nobody know, and it was like plus 12,000. It was something crazy. So I picked him for 2 touchdowns, then I picked him for 3 touchdowns, and the first catch, the first opportunity that you had. What was going through your mind? What drove you to break 4 tackles and then be able to show the world everything you've learned when it comes to speed from your father, from Huff, from all of that training you did? You was able to just burst out, and everybody kind of heard you was fast. Everybody heard of Dion Burks, but I felt like that game 1. Like, that was your moment, and I feel like you seized that opportunity.
Right. No, most definitely. Like, I can just remember it said the calendar saying 30 days until we play Fresno State. I'm excited. Like, I got a countdown on my phone. I'm excited for this first game because I feel like, honestly, this year I could be truthful with myself, and I actually put everything together, eating-wise, working out-wise, and I feel like I ain't get Purdue no BS at all, like, the whole time. So I'm like, man, I just want to stay healthy and get to this game because I know what's about to happen because like, I see the change that was happening at practice. I'm making more plays. I'm shocking myself sometimes what I'm doing. So I'm like, I know when I can put this, they're going to see it's going to be crazy when I play. So going back to that play, it was a play called spot. It was spot right. So everybody is going to have the motion on running back to the right side. I'm going to be the single receiver. And it's pretty much, I know it's going to me too on the slant route. So I gave the DB a good release and stuff. I knew it was coming to me. I'm like, oh, this is my first catch. I know I'm about to get this boy. I'm taking. I already had the confidence like that. Like, I'm taking this boy to the crib. I know this. But so, yeah, Huddy threw a good ball to a DB, can't even touch it. Slant, boom. Ever since then, I ain't gonna lie, I really don't really even remember doing nothing for real. Like, it was just like black, but it was just like I had a goal and it was to get to that end zone. But I just remember just making a couple people shed, boom, boom. I'm like, oh no, like, and running for it. It was just a great feeling. It felt like a relief getting in the end zone. Like, yeah. I knew that was gonna happen because I'm like, it's God real for real. Because I'm like, I knew that was gonna happen.
And to the world, that's when 4 was born. Like, we knew about 4. You know what I mean? We knew about 4, and that right there It just absolutely did it. And I do got a question for Dan, but I want to ask you, Daryl, did Dion play a factor on you changing your number to number 4 this year as well?
He most definitely played a good factor on it, being able the way he was able to play, even in high school with the number 4. I think it most definitely played a good factor in it. I was still thinking about changing it to number 4 at the same time because I'm like, I do want a single-digit number, but he most definitely played a good factor in what I'm doing today.
And so my question to Dan is, Dan is the type of individual where he really don't care to attend the game, and it's not about support because he's always supported his son. But he likes to watch the game so he can visualize everything. He can do the play-by-play analyzation. And for me, Dan, like, do you feel like it was a game that you wish you probably could have been at, that you should have been at? I know you was there game 1.
I was there.
But in like some games, it's an A game.
Oh, A
that
game?
You kind of felt like you was watching TV and you was like, I should have been there. I could have did this.
Oh, really?
It was a game that he told me he was supposed to come to. He was supposed to come, but he had work, and I did do good.
But
Did have a good game. I forgot what game it was though.
And did that play an effect on you, not knowing that he wasn't going to do that?
I mean, you knew I was like that in high
I know.
school. Yeah. Like, I didn't go to playoff games. I didn't go to Monroe game, showdown in Monroe game. You know, it was quite a few. What was that? The Saline game. I wasn't at Saline game. You know, and he had a great game with Saline game. But it's just, to me, like being able to see it on the whole screen and watch that, that's different. You know, like if you ever notice me at the games, I don't move. I stay in the same spot. I don't go to the concession stand, none of that. You know what I mean? I don't cheer, do none of that, right? But I just like to watch. Again, I'm watching body language. And Dion know if I say something to him, if I'm calling him,
that's one thing I ain't like. At Belleville, he used to say that, right?
Sometimes
at Belleville, I wish he would have stayed home. Right? There was sometimes I wish he would have stayed home. And
he's sitting on the bench, he walking, right?
Like, yo.
I know that. Get your body language together. You know what you doing? Why you moping around? Why you sitting on the bench? You know what I mean? Like, so what? And the was just me not really calling his name.
You never called his name.
Never called his name because I don't want to bring attention to him. Right. But he know I'm talking to you.
Yeah. It's more of a like, get out and snap back together.
I used to hate Dan at the games because like, if I disagree with something that was going on at the game or whatever,
I don't even talk to him.
Never ever engaged in a conversation. He'd just be like, he'd just be quiet and be like, all right, good, just chill. Because he kind of made it seem like I was like
he was obnoxious.
I was
I
love my kids.
Y'all had a nice balance though. You the one you gon'. No, that's the wrong call.
Yeah, that's the wrong call.
He gonna be like, dude, that's next play. That's how he is. Y'all got nice balance.
Because I still look at the Brighton game. For y'all that don't know, it was the Brighton game their junior year, and it was 4th and 2, and this play could have solidified the game. There's no way in the world for me. There's no way in the world for me. The games that Daryl and Dion was having, that one of them two shouldn't have had a chance to close that game out. And for me, I would have ran a jet sweep because I know Dion can lose 5 yards with the DN coming up and run around everybody on the field. So we argued about that as coaches and parents, but we was always cool. I can't say they went in there overconfident.
I can say as far as the coaching staff, as far as the players. I'm saying they was
out there with no shirt.
But it was players, and for me as a coach, when I used to coach, I want to identify those players who are taking it serious. So when I looked at that game, I seen specific guys who were taking it serious. I seen specific guys who were locked in, and then we all noticed the guys who was not locked in. Regardless, it's a team sport, but it's my job to identify that. And when the game is on the line, I'm giving the ball to somebody who's been locked in. Whether they get it or they don't, I can live with that decision, and that's just me as a coach.
But we one thing is we live and we learn, and as spectators, the game always looks different. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
That's true.
The game always looks different. Like you got players like me. The Vikings play the Lions, and I get my calls, but the game They had 4 interceptions. The game is different. I'm coaching from here, you know what I mean? But I don't get paid that money. I'm not in the game. So from a fan standpoint, right? But to actually change that, because I know you're very passionate about Belleville football, but they
Yo, he bleed
that. So he gonna go all the way in. We're gonna leave that one alone, right?
Hey man.
But as that, and how well do you know your son's game?
I can tell you right now, he's not gonna have a problem with the playbook. He may mess up a few times a season, not a game, a season, as far as with running a wrong play or something like that. But he's definitely got better with blocking, because that was one of the things that I remember you preaching in high school. We used to watch Deion block guys all the way to the band. And that was one of the things where I was always on him, with his being as little as he is, to not taking big hits.
Right.
Get what you can get out of bounds, get down. But I know his game well enough to know that if you kick him the ball on special teams, it's going to be shame on you. I know his game to where I know he needs work as far as route running, as far as blocking. But the one thing that I can say, and this has been from since he was a baby, is he's probably been the most clutch player I've ever seen at all levels.
Do you remember?
Consistent.
Do you remember your son's first touchdown?
In high school?
No, Little League. First touchdown.
Ooh, he had about 60 of them.
Can you remember that?
Yeah. So his first touchdown.
Do you remember?
We ain't even gonna go flag.
Oh, we talking about.
We're gonna go real football.
You remember your first touchdown?
Yeah, okay. I remember my first touchdown. I had on the yellow cleats.
Wait, don't tell him. What was his first touchdown?
So his first touchdown, I actually was not there.
You weren't there.
Let me tell you why I wasn't there. It was a scrimmage / game. So I don't know if you want to count this.
No, I want to call it game.
I was doing a TV show called Ultimate UTV, and we went to different college campuses, and we was getting the fans to do crazy stuff for prizes. And we had went to the Ohio State game when they was playing the University of Michigan, and my phone just kept blowing up. And this was where big shouts out to Raymond Anderson, who coached Michigan Warriors, had Lil Mook. And he was just talking about Sugar Ray. You know what I'm saying? I call him Sugar Ray. You know what I mean? But he was just talking about how fast he was able to get around the corner and he was scoring. And he sent me the videos. But man, I can't even lie, man. Due to the work that I've watched you two put in, nothing shocks me. Like, I'm never surprised. Like, it's never something that you do where I'm just like, ooh, like, I didn't know they could do that. You know what I'm saying?
That first touchdown because he wasn't there.
It was at Eastern Michigan. It was at Eastern Michigan. It was at Eastern Michigan. I was not there. I was not there because I was working.
Now, that was his first. Now, I'm not even going to speak of, I don't want to speak of, because I know your first touchdown, high school touchdown, right? But what was your first?
Oh, no, that first high school touchdown versus Brighton.
Yeah, that was right.
Yeah.
But what was your first, what was his first varsity touchdown?
Oh, yeah, the third.
Wait.
Nope. Dearborn.
Who? Against Dearborn? Okay.
Dearborn.
Yeah.
And it was a screen.
Okay. Yeah. And you took that about what it was about?
It was about 60.
About 60 some yards?
65, about 65.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Got you. What was his first college touchdown?
First college touchdown. So hold on.
Okay.
He had like 5 of them that got called back before he actually.
I don't care. Just give it. Callbacks count. What was his first touchdown?
Punt return.
Punt return. Freshman year.
Yep.
Okay. Davenport.
Against Davenport.
Yep.
I remember. All right. I just want to see how well you know your son's game.
Yeah.
How well you paid attention.
Now I'm gonna say this. And big shouts out to Lindell White and Pac-Man, guys that we always talk to on the phone about, our kids and about how to get to the next level. And punt return is one of them positions that I wouldn't do.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna keep it 100. When you got people coming at you 100 miles an hour, And you got to either catch this ball.
Like this. You got to gauge this.
Kick return, I'll do that any day.
Because kick return, you got blocking.
I'm the coach, I'll do it, but I just need some more work at it. I'm telling you, I'm going to be honest with you.
And from me watching him freshman year to watching him now, I think that he actually has the ability to be able to play professional football playing punt return. He's really that good. He can spot the ball. He knows when he's going to catch it. He can wait till the last minute. And before that, he wasn't. Because me and Dave talk about it all the time. They used to give up so much field position because they would analyze and they'd be like, I don't want no parts of that ball. Get out the way, and the ball would bounce left. It would bounce left. It would bounce back. You can't do that in college. And so he actually got Special Teams Player of the Year. He was voted first team GLIAC Special Teams Player of the Year, and one of the reasons is that he always gave Grand Valley great field position from catching the ball. So
and why I asked, and that's great, but like I just want to know how well you know your son's game. And
I taught him everything I knew, but see, he's a different player.
But
I couldn't catch.
Course. And then why you say that is because. And why I say that is because I could tell you when Deion's first touchdown, high school touchdown, college touchdown, you know what I mean? I could tell you the game, so that's like, I could tell you how it was caught, you know what I mean? How it was ran, what he did in the end zone, blah, 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 because that's just, he asked me a question on last time, somebody, when did you become a fan of my game? I'm like, I'm not a fan, And it sounds kind of, he was like, man, how you say? I'm not a fan. I didn't really, because I'm looking and like, man, it ain't really coming in. I don't know how to really become a fan of the game, of your game, because it's like, I just see so much.
Like, let me go. I feel like why he not a fan, like a fan of my game, is because he my father. He analyzed my flaws so much that it's like you still got so much work and you still got so much, and I know what you could be. You could be better. I'm not about to congratulate you now on what you've done because I know you got more because I analyzed you. I'm your father.
Right.
But I feel like if he was somebody else looking from the outside in, he crazy, he good. Because that's what he do.
I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan.
Hey, but he called. You know what I look forward to after the game is the call. Hey, what did you see? I don't get paid. Them coaches get paid millions.
The reason why I asked him though is because I know he ain't gonna lie. He gonna tell me to I'm a swallow hard when he tell me to. I'm like, that's the moment that I look forward to after the game. It's like, what did you see? What did you see me do? Man, Deion, you're blocking. Yeah, he'll confirm something I know I messed up on. So I know I'm like, all right, you're blocking. You
but I'm watching, but like I'm saying, so am I a fan of the game? Of course I love your game. But there's so much I feel that you leave it on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much more that I know you got in the tank, right? You know what I mean? But like, am I just analytical, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's why I like to sit. That's why I like to be at home.
Are you afraid that he'll stop working?
I don't never tell him to set. I don't never set the ceiling high. Like, you arrive, right? Got to keep working. You got to keep working. You got to keep working. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that me don't want to do. Me don't want to work. Who want to work? Yeah. Don't like the word work. You know what I'm saying? Work out. Go to work, you know what I mean?
I say it made it easy when you see results, though. When you see you working and you get results.
But that's different.
I know.
But you gotta have a passion for what you're doing. Because everybody got practice. Dan say this all the time.
Yeah.
But
if
what are you doing
thing they doing,
of practice? That's going to separate.
That don't matter what you're doing with what he doing. We going to practice at the same time. We go eating at the same time. Yeah. How am I getting better than you?
Right.
How am I going to get better than you? That don't matter. And he asked me a question on the last time we was on the podcast. He was like, why did what was your reason from taking me away from Belleville? And the question, I didn't answer it correctly because the answer that he was really initially kind of looking for. Because I went to Little League football, but the reason why that I tried to separate Deion is because this is competition at Belleville. You got 4 stars, 5 stars. You got every college coming into this, high school at any day, and you're not ready. If you're not ready, don't tell me you're ready to go to the next level.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? When coaches tell me, hey, Deion not remembering plays, Deion can't catch, or Deion's not fast, I never took it to the point where it was, I'm mad. Oh, okay. I'm coming from work. I'm gonna go, oh no, you know what? Let me get you right. No, he can't work out with the team because I don't believe in y'all workout plan. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe y'all working out. Because when Cass came to the field,
Cass was tapping players
when
out.
Cass came to Belleville, and they came off the bus, they was all diesel.
Yeah.
And you look at Belleville players, you're like, man, y'all weight program is lacking. I'm coming from work, working 12 hours, coming to get him from Belleville, then running you all the way out to Ferndale. Wow, this is where we at. Y'all could be upset all you want to. You know what I'm saying? Because what you telling me that he's not, I know that he is. It's just gotta be brought out of him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just gotta be taught.
A lot of y'all players, man. I hope y'all listening to this because these are 2 kids that done it the right way, and they're a example of exactly what you want to be. We've had kids. And, I'll throw names out there. We had a quarterback that played for Belleville, and he did not take workouts seriously, but he had an amazing God-given talent, and he probably still holds the record for passing yards to this day.
Yeah, Dureed was tough.
Dureed was tough.
And now he
started to take it seriously. Because Dureed looked like a little linebacker, but he was playing quarterback. And the reason that a lot of times that he didn't get the offers that he wanted was because of the way that he looked, not the way that he performed. Yeah. But now he's starting to realize that, and he's trimmed down, and he looks good. And now we don't want a lot of you athletes to go back and say, man, I wish I would have, or I wish I should have.
You know how much, like Deion would say, you know how much blowback I used to get?
Oh, yeah.
For how what I did for him. Hey, listen, separating you. Like, I didn't want Deion at Belleville. If it ain't football, if y'all ain't got football practice, and y'all ain't got school, you gotta get going here. You're not about to be around these dudes. Yeah. It ain't nothing bad. It's just that you got to put them in an arena around individuals that.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. And temptation, and when you're young and impressionable, you get involved in certain things, right? But as a father, you gotta you recognize. And one thing is, right now we can identify with what they're going through with the youth because we're not so far removed from them. You know what I'm saying? Because now we basically listen to the same music. We listen to rap. You know what I mean? We all that. When my parents, or grandparents, they didn't listen to the same music. They didn't wear the same clothes. You know what I mean? They didn't identify the same, right? So now, but we're not close in age, but we understand. And like with me, like with Deion, it was more, a lot of things I've done for him was out of fear because I see me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh no, wait a minute, I gotta correct this right here. This is my Back to the Future. Like, yo, my youngin right here about to be off the chain.
That's exactly what it felt like.
This Back to the Future. Like, let me
what can I instill in him?
Let me correct that. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is that I'm definitely proud of both of y'all, right? I'm definitely proud of where you guys came, the obstacles that you guys have faced. It was destined to be. You had to go through it, right? A lot of individuals didn't really go through the struggle the way that you guys did, and having reached that like you are, you've been in college at Grand Valley 4 years. Yeah, and played ball for 4 years. You know what I mean? And excelled at Grand Valley for 4 years. Right. That's what you've done. You know what I mean? That can't be taken away from you. You left your footprints on that field. and at that school. And so, as for Dion, like he's my son, and you know me, I ain't never been a bragger or none of that. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's just not me.
Till lately.
No, you know what? I brag about the Vikings. That's about it.
You told me.
Who is
I will put my son up against any cornerback in the country.
In the country. But, now I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because I'll bring it up because you know I don't tell no lies.
The first time I've heard you say it, though.
I'll put my son against any because that's not how you gonna be better. How you gonna know what you are until you go against the best, right?
Right.
And so like don't duck no competition.
No, that's
We
right.
ain't gonna do that. We gonna get in the ring. But I'm gonna say this, Dion. We had this talk, and
Watch what you say.
We about to have this talk. We had this talk.
If I don't want it on the podcast.
On the podcast against Iowa, I have to give it to who? Who you give it to? Who won between you and Cooper?
We'll leave that up to the fans.
No. State the facts.
What you want me to say? You want me to say the real? You want me to say he won? He won.
I can say the real for you without you having to say anything.
Say the real.
He
What's
won.
the real?
He won.
The real to me,
Okay.
and it's just me being
Was I put in the best position to win? That's the question.
Did you have what you needed to be 100% of who you are?
I know.
Without that being said,
that's what I say.
No,
what I say.
But
what
he got the best of me that day. I'm gonna say it like that.
There you go.
Now we don't need to say nothing.
He got the best of you that day.
You got the best.
But we gotta keep it up in mind when playing that position. That position, you could do everything you need to do, get open, but the ball placement counts.
Listen, first of all, he had two catches. He had two catches he should have came down with. I don't care where the ball is at. You got to come down with that. I don't care what you say, how you feel, where the ball is. You know what I mean? You, a receiver, make the quarterback look good. That's what you do.
That's a fact.
So, but I give it to Cooper Day. I give it to him.
Cooper, whoever you Cooper.
First round draft pick.
First round draft pick. We can go to any field right now, and I'm putting my money on my nephew. Period.
Let's go to Michigan.
Let's wrap this up. I feel like
you want to wrap it up? No.
If I get to talking to I ain't gonna stop.
I got two questions after you get done. Only got two questions after you get done.
This is my last one.
That's it.
Will Johnson versus Deion Burks.
Deion.
What'd the tape say?
Couple balls wasn't his fault. He did everything he did to get open in this.
But you did have now who they are deeming that's one of the best. You did have a dog touchdown.
You did.
It's Mikey. But what I'm saying against Will Johnson is projected to be.
He won that day. I'll be back.
There you go. That's all I need to hear. I don't need to hear nothing else.
I got two. Before we get off this podcast, we got. And first, I'm a target. I'm gonna ask you first, Mook, a question, and then I'm gonna ask Deanna a question. All right. With NIL, with everything going on with NIL, with money being given, Mook, what made you, with the opportunity that you had to enter the portal, what made you want to stay at Grand Valley State, even though you know that you're losing your senior quarterback, you know that, what made you want to just stay at Grand Valley State?
So what made me want to stay at Grand Valley is probably the brotherhood. I done built with those guys being at Grand Valley. I done built, with me coming in as a freshman, I done built a lot of relationships with those guys off of the field. With me going there at first, getting the help to go to class, getting the help to, being able to know where everything is around campus and, building a relationship made it easier for me to go to those guys on the field as well. When I'm not knowing the play or when I'm not knowing what I'm supposed to do, I'm able to go to those guys, which helped me to go from my freshman year to playing to being a player that to be counted on,
But you got a chance to get a bag. You had a chance to get a bag, whether it was small or big, you had a chance to get a bag. So you staying at Grand Valley, is the coaching staff, was the community, because you had a lot of support at Grand Valley, right? And knowing that you only have one more year without taking a redshirt year, you actually would have had 2 years, redshirt year and a red year. Knowing you had to come in and play, was it just I'm just comfortable. Like, I'm comfortable. I've been here. I've earned my respect here. I don't want to have to go back and start all over and hope for a chance to be able to perform and prove myself. I'm already established. I'm already here. Was that like one of the things that you was just like, I'm good?
So for me, the first thing when I first started playing football, I always thought to myself that I can do whatever I want as long as I put my head to it. And I thought entering the transfer portal, especially with all the players that's trying to find new homes, I think I was already in a great position at Grand Valley to be successful and still am on and off the field. Basically being able to put me in a position. I don't think for me, entering the portal with knowing all the names in the portal and all the trying to find the homes, when I'm already at a set school that's looking out for me, being able to do the things I'm doing, I just don't think entering the portal was the best fit for me.
Okay. And so for Dion, man,
Oh boy,
what a career you having, man. I can't even lie to you. What was it that made that ultimate decision for you to enter the portal, and what was it about Oklahoma that sold you, that made you feel like this had to be my new home?
I don't even know if you got no time for that.
Yeah, that's a long conversation I could go on about. But
Give us a quick version.
so I'll talk about pretty much. I didn't want to leave. Let's just get that first off. Like how he always say, like, you went to one little league team, you played on one high school team, and work. I believe that too. Like, you play on one Purdue team, you gonna make it work. But it took some real evaluation and time to actually think about where I really want to be and how I want to accomplish my goals. And I felt like pretty much I need to get developed mentally before I go to the next level better. Like, I need to be on close to like an NFL team in college before I go to the league, because I don't want to be surprised or hit with anything. Because ideally, like we always had a conversation, is you don't got really no real money till you get that second contract. And like the average players stay in the league 3 to 4 years. And that always been in my head. So I did some real evaluation. Like, I didn't want to leave. So it was hard. I cried leaving, cried with my coach, head coach, and everything like that leaving. But it came to the point I'm like, man, I'm trying to do what's best for myself. So now I want to roll the dice and see where I can take this at, because I know me, I know my ability, and I don't want to feel limited. I want to show the world pretty much my whole game, and so that was pretty much my whole thing. And then Oklahoma kind of just checked all the boxes for me as well, just culture wise. Like, everybody in the locker room, it's all together. It's not no pocket watching. It's a real brotherhood. That's what I felt like, and they welcomed us like that as well. And shout out to Coach Venables too, because I feel like he got the locker room right. And nowadays in college, it's hard to get a locker room right.
Right.
And like how you said, like, your brothers is really why you stayed at Purdue. You would see a whole 20 different people, your friends, leave out. Whole new coaching staff come in. Now you got to make friends with 20 more people. So now I wanted to just be not doing nothing for myself, but just trying to accomplish my goals a different way, of getting the development piece I feel like I needed mentally, and being around good coaches that is going to take care of me on and off the field. Because NIL money was never the case leaving. Like, I told the coaches, like, I could be getting paid the same way I'm getting paid now, but if I felt like everything was right and I was getting everything from y'all mentally and physically, I'm staying. Like, that's how I felt, but I just felt like I wasn't getting everything I needed and wanted. So, but honestly, I feel like Oklahoma checked all the boxes for me, on the field, and just the slot position I want to play, playbook. Coach Latrell, he's a good offensive coordinator. He got bumped up. The receiver coach, they got a great receiver coach, Emma Jones. Coach Venables, head coach, great dude. Talked to my dad too. I feel like my dad gravitated him quick too as well. Like, all right, you ain't just talking about football. You talk about this soul mission, teaching young men how to change a tire and giving everybody like business suits and stuff like that, and just presenting yourself and present it in a different way. Like, and you don't really hear like a lot of other teams doing that. They really just talking straight about football, and that's how I feel as well. So that was pretty much like the decision. Like, and I feel like I'm happy with my decision. It's like, there's nothing I'm looking back.
I feel like you made a great decision. When you look at Oklahoma's history and you look at the way that their offense accelerates in the way that they gel. Just imagining you inside of that program, I think that you are set to potentially, and I'm putting this on paper, potentially have a Heisman candidate year. You're really in a position to be that good. Now, there's another two-part question that I do have. Everybody's childhood dream who plays football goal is to make it to the league. And this year, you could have left out and possibly projected to be a late first round, early second round draft pick. Why did you decide that now was not the time for you?
I'll correct you. Second and third round, not first. That's
I'm
the goal.
going first.
The goal is first, definitely. Like, testing well, the goal is first. But going back to what I said, why is because I feel like I could use another year of college and get it developed before I go to that next level. You go to the next level, it's straight football. They're gonna develop you, but they do expect you to come with your own type of development and your own I'll say like you just gotta mold you in right pretty much. So I'll say yeah, definitely just get another year of development, seeing how a system works in college, like how y'all adapt to winning. And seeing what they do and stuff, like how are y'all winning, and just getting that mindset before I go to that next level. So, and obviously getting a degree too as well. I definitely be heavy on getting a degree. That's after football as well, so it's not just football. So
I like it. So how was that conversation with you and your dad? Like, Dan, how was that conversation? I mean, I know you were stressed a lot, you know what I mean, but how was that conversation with, you know, do I go or do I stay?
So I feel like for me the conversation it was hard because I know him like back of my hand. I can already tell you what he about to say before I even bring it up. So I go to him and I'm like, man, I'm thinking, whoa, he give me the pros and cons of everything. So I feel like this is the only time I made a decision without him having to like really put his hands in actually, because he ain't really there. You're not in the locker room. You don't know everything that's going on. You just see the outside like everybody else. But you don't know everything that's going on at a school. So it's easy to say, no, they're going to give you the ball. They're going to give you this. They're going to give you what you need, develop you right. But I'm like, I'm here, though. Now, you just see it from outside in. You're not in the facility in meetings every day. So that's how I was feeling. And I feel like I had to get him to understand that and look at my point of view. And I feel like he did. And so when we made that decision, he was like, he with it. He sided with it. But, of course, he wanted me to stay. Like, that's just
no doubt. So my last question to both of y'all, I'll start with you first, Deion, is if I was a professional team, what am I getting in Deion Burks? Why would I want a Deion Burks on my team?
Why you want a Deion Burks on your team? I would say you getting a kid that's gonna work for the program, not be selfish. Like right now, it's so easy to be selfish in the game right now. Like, you could be selfish, like, I want it all, but you getting a real team player who's gonna cheer for his team. Hard worker. I'm gonna come the same every day. Like, even though how I'm feeling, I'm gonna come the same every day. And I'm willing to learn and get better and be coachable as well. So you getting everything in one. And I know I got some skills too as well. So you getting that on top of a kid that's being coachable. So I feel like as a coach, as a recruiter, it shouldn't be hard saying like, yeah, that's a kid I want to be in my program, because I feel like I can adapt to any type of program, willing on how the coaches want to receive me and how they want to pour into me as well. Like he'll say it too, like, if it's a coach that I feel like this got my best interest, I'm gonna go to bat for that coach. I feel like my coaches at Purdue, I honestly felt like they came in, it was nothing but love. They showed me everything. They ain't give me nothing, but I worked for it, and they put me in position and put me out there and trusted me and everything like that. That's what I've been needing. I've been actually wanting, which you don't really get a lot now at a lot of schools. A lot of it is just coaching. It ain't no face to face, no what you doing after this or nothing outside of football. So. But I feel like every time I have coaches like that as well, I go harder, and I find myself getting better every time I have some good coaches that actually want to pour into you.
Respect. So Daryl, the same question goes for you. What is a professional team getting in Daryl Johnson?
They're getting a kid that's doing whatever it takes to, be able to perform for the team. Especially with me being, a special teams type kid, doing whatever, whether it's just making fair catches or doing whatever, being able to do that. also on and off the field as well, being, coachable on and off the field, as well as like life lessons and knowing certain situations, being able to, provide in those type of situations. So,
So, Dan, you got anything?
I'm just listening to the young
Yeah,
seasoned
man, they done
men.
grew up. Right.
Yeah,
They
that's
grew
what
up
I'm just
on us,
listening
man.
to. Man, I'm proud of y'all, man. It's definitely like I tell Deanna and tell you, Moot. You got younger brothers, you got younger sisters. You guys are role models. Right? You guys have built a legacy. Like individuals know your names in the hallways at Belleville. So one thing is what you put out in society, and when you put on film, everybody's watching. You know what I mean? So that's one thing is that pretty much kind of keep your conduct in line, right? Because people are watching what you're doing, and they want to know how you're doing, and they like, man, hey, Daryl, Willie, Mook. I'm gonna say Willie Earl. Willie Earl.
Daniel Keith.
Daryl Willie. That's little Willie. You don't want to call it. No, that's Daryl. Nah, look, that's Willie Earl. But I'm saying, you guys gotta watch what you put out there, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Keep your conduct in line. You guys on a great path, man. And if I'm confident you guys are gonna achieve your dream, but also what you see past your dream, right? Like find success. That ain't the end goal. Right. You know what I mean? You just actually just starting to get your feet wet. Right. You know what I mean? And man, y'all guys are on the right path. Just constantly keep on pulling each other coattails. Right. But hey, I'm just sitting here just listening, and it's a privilege to me to just sit here just to hear you guys just speak about your your journey. You know what I mean? Like a lot of guys haven't experienced what you have and dreamed of that. That's some of their dreams, but your dreams and ambitions are different right now. Y'all thinking about the next level, and which y'all have the opportunity to do. Just keep y'all head down and just keep doing what you're doing. But other than that, man, I don't have anything.
That's it, man. We're going to wrap this up, man. Give a shout out to our sponsors. Again, this is Apex. A shout out to our sponsors, Ballin on the Budget, the Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Michigan, 3C Sports, My Behavior Rise. We appreciate you all and your support. This is definitely a community-driven podcast. We like to get on here and use our experiences as well as the youth experience to be able to teach the kids up under them. So, hey, we out. Again, this is Willie Johnson.
Daniel Burks.
Daryl Johnson.
Deion Burks.
And this is
Willie
Apex,
Earl.
baby. And we out of here. You feel me? We out.